Welcome to My Books and Storytime by Mybooksandstorytime. Let's explore. A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. With these immortal words, Charles Dickens sets the stage for A Tale of Two Cities, a sweeping historical novel that transports readers to the turbulent era of the French Revolution. The story unfolds between London and Paris in the late 18th century, a time of stark contrasts. England enjoys relative stability, but across the English Channel, France teeters on the edge of collapse. The aristocracy lives in extravagant luxury, while the common people starve. The streets of Paris simmer with unrest, and the guillotine awaits those who dare to challenge the old order. Yet amid this chaos, there is also love, redemption, and the ultimate sacrifice. The novel follows the fate of several characters bound together by destiny. Dr. Alexander Manette, who has suffered years of unjust imprisonment, his devoted daughter Lucy, the noble Charles Darnay, who seeks to escape his aristocratic past, and Sydney Carton, a brilliant but self-destructive lawyer, who will make the ultimate sacrifice for love. At its heart, A Tale of Two Cities is about resurrection, about people given a second chance at life, love, and honor in a world that seems determined to destroy them. Chapter 1, The Ghost of the Past. The story begins in 1775, when a quiet, respectable banker named Jarvis Lorry is traveling from England to France. His mission is shrouded in secrecy, for he carries news that will change lives. A young woman named Lucy Manette has grown up believing that her father is dead. She is shocked to learn that he is alive, having spent the past 18 years imprisoned in the notorious Bastille. Mr. Lorry is escorting her to Paris, where she will meet the father she has never known. When they arrive, they find Dr. Manette in a dark attic room, his mind shattered by years of isolation. He barely remembers his past life. The only thing that keeps him sane is the repetitive task of making shoes, a skill he learned in prison. His hollow eyes are filled with sorrow, and his voice trembles as he speaks. Lucy, full of warmth and compassion, gently approaches him. She whispers his name, reminding him of the love he once had. Slowly, the fog of his imprisonment begins to lift. With Lucy's tender care, Dr. Manette takes his first steps toward reclaiming his life. Together, they leave France behind, crossing the sea to England, where they hope to build a new future. Chapter 2, A Tale of Two Men. Several years later in London, we meet Charles Darnay, a young man accused of treason. He stands trial for allegedly spying on England for the French. If convicted, he faces a gruesome death. In the courtroom, the prosecution presents damning evidence. Witnesses claim to have seen Darnay passing secret messages to the French. His fate seems sealed, until a remarkable event changes everything. Darnay's lawyer, Sydney Carton, notices something unusual. He and Darnay look remarkably alike. Seizing this advantage, Carton creates doubt in the jury's mind. Could the witnesses have mistaken Darnay for someone else? The strategy works, and Darnay is acquitted. Though Darnay walks free, he carries a dangerous secret. He is actually Charles Evremond, the heir to one of France's most powerful and hated noble families. He has renounced his title and inheritance, disgusted by the cruelty of his ancestors. But if the revolutionaries ever discover his true identity, his life will be in grave danger. Meanwhile, Sydney Carton drowns his brilliance in alcohol, believing himself to be a wasted man. Yet, despite his cynicism, he finds himself drawn to Lucy Manette. He loves her deeply, though he believes he is unworthy of her. Darnay, too, falls in love with Lucy, and in time, she chooses to marry him. Carton, heartbroken yet noble, makes a quiet vow. If Lucy is ever in danger, he will give his life for her happiness. Chapter 3, The Fire of Revolution. Across the sea, in Paris, revolution is coming. The common people, long oppressed, have reached their breaking point. The streets rumble with anger. The storming of the Bastille marks the beginning of their wrath, and soon, the noble class begins to fall under the blade of the guillotine. Among the leaders of the revolution is Madame Defarge, a vengeful woman with a chilling determination. She sits at her wine shop, knitting the names of those who will die into her secret register. The Evremond family is at the top of her list. Unaware of the danger, Charles Darnay makes a fateful decision. A former servant of his family has been imprisoned in France, and despite the chaos, Darnay returns to Paris to help him. The moment he arrives, he is arrested. The revolutionaries discover his true identity and brand him an enemy of the Republic. Though he has long rejected his family's crimes, they see only his bloodline. Lucy, frantic with fear, rushes to Paris with Dr. Manette. Once a prisoner himself, Manette believes that his suffering will grant him influence. He pleads for his son-in-law's life, but Madame Defarge is unmoved. She has personal reasons for her hatred. Long ago, Darnay's family destroyed hers. She wants revenge. Darnay is sentenced to death. The guillotine awaits. Chapter 4. The Ultimate Sacrifice. As Lucy weeps in despair, Sydney Carton arrives in Paris. He has been watching events unfold, waiting for his moment. In the dead of night, he visits Darnay's prison cell. Using their striking resemblance to his advantage, he switches places with Darnay. Darnay, drugged and unconscious, is carried away to safety while Carton prepares to take his place. As dawn breaks, Carton walks toward the guillotine, his steps steady, his heart at peace. The streets of Paris are filled with cheering crowds, but he hears only silence. At the foot of the guillotine, he finds himself next to a young seamstress, also condemned to die. She looks at him, recognizing that he is not the man who was sentenced. "Are you dying for him?" she whispers. "Yes," Carton replies. A tear slips down her cheek. "You are very brave," she says. Moments before his execution, Carton lifts his head and speaks his final words. "It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done. It is a far, far better rest that I go to than I have ever known." With that, he embraces his fate. The blade falls. Final thoughts. A tale of love and redemption. A Tale of Two Cities is a story of sacrifice, redemption, and the power of love. At its heart is Sydney Carton, a man who begins as a wasted soul, but finds his true purpose in the end. Through his selfless act, he transforms from a man of failure into a hero. The novel also serves as a warning about the dangers of vengeance. Madame Defarge, consumed by hatred, is ultimately destroyed by the very revolution she helped create. In contrast, Lucy represents hope and light, proving that kindness can heal even the deepest wounds. Dickens paints a vivid contrast between Paris and London, between chaos and order, destruction and renewal. He reminds us that history is full of darkness, but also of those who shine against it. Ultimately, A Tale of Two Cities is not just a story about history. It is about the choices we make, the people we love, and the legacies we leave behind. It is a tale that continues to resonate, because at its core, it asks a question that is timeless. What are we willing to sacrifice for love? Stay tuned for more enlightening content. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe the world icons.